Hello and welcome to CVR English. You're watching the World News. I'm Idris and these are the top updates of this hour. Members of the Guatemalan army remains on guard outside the electoral process operation center as a decision by Guatemala's highest court to suspend the official results of the presidential elections due to complaints of the irregularities by right-wing parties caused doubt on the process and raises the alarm among the European Union and OAS. Smoke billows and wounded Palestinians arrive at a hospital during deadly clashes as the Israel army said it was striking targets in the occupied West Bank city of Jenin in an extensive counterterrorism efforts. From Russian forces last week, Kyiv announced a highly anticipated counter-offensive several weeks ago after it accumulated stockpiles of Western arms and ammunition. Ukrainian forces are gearing up against heavily entrenched Russian defensive positions both along the southern and eastern fronts.
І збільшено звільнену територію на 9 квадратних кілометрів. На півдні Триває наступ Збройних сил України на Мелітопольському та Бердянському напрямках. Загалом за минулий тиждень з 26 червня по 2 липня було звільнено на півдні більше 28 квадратних кілометрів. Якщо говорити в цілому про операцію наступу, то звільнено 158 квадратних кілометрів на військ і збільшено звільнену територію на 9 квадратних кілометрів. На півдні триває наступ Збройних сил України на Мелітопольському та Бердянському напрямках. Загалом за минулий тиждень з 26 червня по 2 липня було звільнено на півдні більше 28 квадратних кілометрів. Якщо говорити в цілому про операцію наступу, то звільнено 158 квадратних кілометрів на військ і збільшено звільнену територію на 9 квадратних кілометрів.
Palestinians throw stones towards an Israeli army vehicle, executing what they say is an extensive counter-terrorist effort in the occupied West Bank city of Jenin. The city of Jenin and its adjacent refugee camp are a regular site of confrontation between Israeli forces and Palestinian militants. French President Emmanuel Macron summons Elizabeth Borne, Bruno Le Maire and several members of his government to take stock of the situation after 5 consecutive nights of violence sparked by the death of 17-year-old Nahel, killed by a police officer during a traffic stop in Nanterre. his impending trip to Britain, US President Joe Biden is anticipated to meet with King Charles III of the United Kingdom. According to a statement from the White House, this will be Biden's first meeting with the British monarch since Charles was crowned in May. Biden will visit the United Kingdom from July 9 to July 13. Will the world see a detente between the United States and China? That will be the question in everyone's mind when United States Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen visits Beijing later this week. Yellen will be the second top US official after Antony Blinken to visit China. This comes at a time when the two countries are locked in a number of bilateral tensions and highlights the Biden administration's bid to cool ties with Asian giant. Sri Lanka's parliament has made a significant decision in the face of severe financial crisis. Parliament has approved a crucial debt restructuring plan essential to secure a 2.9 billion bailout from International Monetary Fund. Let's take a look at the visuals. Thousands rallied in Australia to back a campaign to recognize the country's indigenous people in the constitution ahead of a referendum later this year after a recent dip in support for the change.
Deserve it.
So we're seeing a descendant of migrants. I find that so inspiring, and I think there is a lot of goodwill in migrant communities for this.
The oldest living culture in this world.
Deserve it.
Off you go.
So we're seeing a descendant of migrants. I find that so inspiring, and I think there is a lot of goodwill in migrant communities for this.
The oldest living culture in this world.
Argentines took to the streets to demand justice for Cecilia Strzelecki, a young woman who has been missing for over a month.
Argentinians staged a demonstration on Sunday to demand justice in the case of a young woman who disappeared a month ago. Cecilia Strzelecki went missing June 1st in a case that has gripped the nation. Her husband Cesar Sena and his parents, Amarenciano Sena and Marcela Acuna, were taken into custody and charged with murder after authorities found human remains on the Sena family property. Supporters with placards and pink balloons accompanied Strzelecki's mother, Gloria Romero, on the march.
¿Por qué no a mí?
Why wasn't it me? If they wanted alive, why not mine? I would have given it gladly for my daughter. My daughter was going to turn 29 in 1 month. She had more dreams than the amount of stars in the sky. Today, nothing is left. I found a strand of her hair today. Like all mothers, I kept everything. When she had her first haircut, I made a little ball and kept it. Today, I took it out and I caressed my daughter's hair.
An additional 4 people have also been arrested for possible involvement in the case. Argentinians staged a demonstration on Sunday.
Dock workers at Canada's Western Pacific coast will resume talks on Monday to try and end their first strike in 3 decades, as a union leader urged the federal government to stay out of the negotiations. Victor Babt, the Russian Army's dealer, freed last December in a prisoner swap for US basketball star Brittany Griner, was chosen as a candidate of a far-right party for a seat in Russian regional legislature. At least 2 people were killed and 28 others were injured, about half of the children, in a mass shooting in Baltimore, Maryland, with police calling for information as they continue hunting down multiple suspects. Thousands of hotel workers in Los Angeles went on strike as they pushed for better wages and benefits. More than 100,000 people were on the streets in Colombia's capital Bogota on Sunday to take part in the largest ever LGBT pride parade in the country's history, the city's mayor said.
Tanta gente, con tantas comparsas, con tanta gente interactuando, me parece muy lindo porque la percepción de las personas está cambiando y eso significa un montón. La verdad, cuando venía llegando se me aguaron los ojos.
Se establezcan estos espacios porque ya hace bastante tiempo no se veía esto digamos que desde el apoyo del distrito, y eso es maravilloso.
Con tanta gente, con tantas comparsas, con tanta gente interactuando, me parece muy lindo porque la percepción de las personas está cambiando y eso significa un montón. La verdad, cuando venía llegando se me aguaron los ojos.
Se establezcan estos espacios porque ya hace bastante tiempo no se veía esto digamos que desde el apoyo del distrito, y eso es maravilloso.
Tanta gente, con tantas comparsas, con tanta gente interactuando, me parece muy lindo porque la percepción de las personas está cambiando y eso significa un montón. La verdad, cuando venía llegando se me aguaron los ojos.
Se establezcan estos espacios porque ya hace bastante tiempo no se veía esto digamos que desde el apoyo del distrito, y eso es maravilloso.
Tanta gente, con tantas comparsas, con tanta gente interactuando, me parece muy lindo porque la percepción de las personas está cambiando y eso significa un montón. La verdad, cuando venía llegando se me aguaron los ojos.
Well, that was a wrap of this bulletin. For more news and updates, keep watching CVR English.